What's up, y'all? It's your girl P Hope, and I am back with some new content. This particular video that I am doing today, I have had this idea written down before I ever made my first video, because I want to try a couple of different lanes, in these YouTube streets. You know how they say you're supposed to throw something to the wall and see if it stick or not? So this is just one of those things. So I want to do a weekly discussion question. So this is definitely it's open discussion. So I'm going to present the question, and you guys can drop down in the comment section below, and I want to hear everything that you have to say about the question of the week. So without further ado, let's get started. Hey boos. Okay, now the one thing that I did forget to say in my intro of this video is that if you guys enjoy this particular video, all you have to do is drop down in the comment section below and drop a teacup, and that will let me know that you want me to add this kind of content to my weekly vlogging. And I'll know that that's what the business is, and I can add this to our weekly roster so that I can continue to get content out to you guys. My channel is steadily growing, and I am so appreciative of each and every last one of you guys. But that's not what you're here for. You're here to hear what is the discussion question of the week. So let's get started. Now, I don't know how many of you all are on channel watchers, but I am. I'm going to tell you one show that reeled me in a couple of seasons ago on the OWN channel, and it was Ready to Love. I absolutely fell in love with this show, okay? From the beginning to the end. But now they have a show that's somewhat similar to it. I feel like this show is kind of the cousin to Family or Fiance. The name of the show that I was watching was called Put a Ring on It. So I'm sure some of you have seen it, some of you have not. If not, listen, I'm all about black love, so I highly suggest that you guys watch it. Again, it is called Put a Ring on It. And so one of the newest couples that has came onto the show last week, one of the main reasons that they came to the show is because they're a couple. They've been together for a couple of years, and they're both in love with each other. But the boyfriend had ended up doing something in the beginning of the relationship that has built insecurities within the girlfriend. Okay, so it made me and my boo have a discussion that we were talking about not too long ago. And so the question is, if you have built an insecurity within me, how am I supposed to get over that? So the question of the week is, how can you be secure in an insecure relationship? That is the question of the week. Okay, y'all, so what I have done is put all my notes in my tablet so that I don't forget any bullet points that I really wanted to say, because I'm new to this thing, so it is definitely a thing for me to jump on this camera and completely forget what I really wanted to say. And then after the video is done and edited and I done curled up in the bed somewhere, that's when I be sitting and I'm like, dang, I forgot to say blah, 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 blah. So since this is our very first weekly discussion question, or excuse me, since this is our very first question of the week, then I'm just going to read it straight from the tablet so that I really don't forget what I wanted to say. And hopefully, you know, if this is something that you guys want me to continue to do, then I'll get to the point where I can memorize it and I can just turn these into more like of notes and bullet points than just to read from my tablet verbatim. But these are my personal thoughts, my personal opinions. I just have them written down so that I don't forget what I wanted to say. When your partner does something to make you feel insecure, is there a way to instill that security back in you, or does it just go away over time? That's one thing that I want to know from you guys. Do you feel like they can rebuild that security in you some type of way, or do you feel like that's just something that is you're going to have to mentally wash out of your head over time? Or do you just feel like once they have put it there, then that's just it, like it's just something that will be there until the end of time? Y'all know we forgive, but we hardly ever forget. And so it's likened to the rule of you can't make me mad and then tell me how mad I can get. And that same rule applies to insecurity. You cannot do something to make me feel insecure and then tell me when I should be over it or to just brush it off. Like, no, that's not how that works. I think once your partner raises suspicion in the relationship, not necessarily cheating, but if they're just out here moving in a manner to where if the opportunity presents itself just to have a little fun on the side, maybe like going out to eat with a friend or a co-worker, or just exchanging phone numbers so that you guys can talk on the phone every now and then. Maybe you're attracted to how their voice sounds, or maybe you want to just use them as that outlet to get things off your chest that you don't necessarily want to get off your chest with your partner. Having a drink or two, you may feel like that's appropriate in your mind, but it's not appropriate in your partner's mind. So things of that nature, not necessarily having another physical relationship. We ain't talking about the John Grays of the world. We ain't talking about the Futures of the world. We talking about your partner is committed to you, but at the same time, they, you know, they move about in a fishy kind of way, is the example, is the tone that I'm trying to set. So if you are that person that's out here moving like that, then you have to be ready to deal with the backlash that comes with your flirty, sneaky, mischievous actions. Like, you have to know that when you are caught in these type of scenarios, you have raised suspicion in your partner, and you have also instilled insecurities within your partner. So if I was once letting you roam about freely, and now I am just kind of questioning certain moves that you make, you can't be mad at that, because you have shown yourself to be a person that is subject to get out of hand. So it's like, sis, bruh, your ass can't be trusted. So, you know, it's like, what? Now, it ain't gotta be, I ain't gotta be all tight up on you to the point where if you say you going to the mailbox, I'm all out the window talking about he ain't really gotta stand at the mailbox and read the mail. Is the bitch in the mailbox? Is that why you standing there so long? Like, no, it ain't gotta be all of that. But if you say, well, I'm gonna stay out late, or I'm gonna go have a drink with the fellas after work, if you've been out here moving a particular type of way, I'm not gonna be comfortable with you hanging out with the fellas after work. But that's just me, and that's just my personal opinion, because I'm just thinking to myself, like, I know for a fact that single me and committed relationship me are two completely different people. They just are, you know. So you just not gonna catch me doing certain things. You're not gonna catch me all up in another man's face. You're not gonna catch me sliding in another man's DMs. I don't care if I'm just checking on them or if I'm on some flirty shit. Like, you're not gonna catch me doing it. It's not okay for me to have lunch with another man. It's not okay for me to have drinks with another man, and I'll tell you why. Because if it's okay for me to do it, that means it's okay for you to do it. And I'm not comfortable with you doing it. So that means I'm not going to do it. And so, like, I guess my part B to my question of the week would be, what if your partner came to the relationship with insecurities from a past relationship? You know, just like I don't have the answers to part A of the question, I really don't have the answers to part B of the question. That's why I want you guys to chime in and let me know your feelings about this question. But the best advice that I have, if your partner has already come to the relationship with insecurities that were not caused by you, is to just go by the relationship rule of thumb, which is, don't do anything to anybody that you would not do in front of your partner. Point blank, period. Like the example that I just used. Like, I'm not finna be being all cute and fancy and flirty up in nobody's face if my man is standing right there. I'm not finna say nothing slick to nobody if my man is standing right there. So I always carry myself in a manner as if my man was standing right there. So if I know that this is something that I'm not going to say in front of him, then I don't say it at all. If I know that I'm having some actions that I'm not going to do in front of him, then I'm not going to do it at all. Now, if that's the type of relationship that me and him have, and, you know, and I can talk slick and talk greasy to anybody, then okay, that's one thing. If I can conduct myself to where I can twerk in somebody else's face and he's cool with it, then again, that's one thing. But it just depends on the temperature of the relationship. It just depends on the agreement that you guys have and the tone that you guys have set for your relationship. And that's just how I feel about that. So in my closing statements, I said, I feel like a person can invest all the time in the world in you and still not know how to treat you. Now, what I meant when I said that was, if your partner feels like one thing is okay to do and they feel like it's appropriate, but you feel differently about it, then that's a discussion that needs to be had. And if these are actions that continue to be repetitive, then, I mean, of course, you have a decision to make from that point. But you also have to understand that everybody does not look at relationships through the same pair of lenses that you do. So, you know, just because I hold my relationship at a certain regard, that doesn't mean that my man holds that same regard. And so when I see things that reflect that, and I see that, you know, we're probably not on the same page on certain topics, I don't hesitate to open my mouth. I really just don't. If we're going to be together, we're going to be together, and we're going to be, it's going to gel. It's going to be cohesive, okay? I'm not finna be over here walking around on no pins and needles because I'm scared of what he gonna say. I'm scared of what he gonna do. I'm scared of the reaction that I'm gonna get or the consequences that's gonna come behind something. Like, no. If I'm uncomfortable about something, I'm gonna speak on it. When he does something that I really, really appreciate of him, I'm going to let him know that. I just feel like that's that's just the order of how relationships should go. That's just what feels right to me. Love is what it does. When a person shows you who they are, you have to believe them and make adjustments where you see it necessary. I hear a lot of people say that marriage is not easy and it's hard work. But I feel that's the same way when you talk about being in a successful, committed relationship, because it is a lot of sacrifice and it's about a compromise. If you love someone to the point where you want to be with that person and solely that person, then you have to be willing to bend and stretch for that person. You have to love that person through days when you're not looking so attractive. You have to love that person through financial struggles that may come your way. You have to love that person through the issues that they may be struggling with personally and issues that may have been inflicted by you. You have to not only put a thinking cap on your head, but you also have to put a thinking cap on your heart to figure out what you can do to bring this person back to a place of security, love, and happiness. And if you are willing to do all these things to fight for somebody to that degree, then you know you have something worth keeping. Once again, these are just my personal notes and thoughts on this particular topic. The show Put a Ring on It is what sparked up this conversation for me and baby. And we had a really good dialogue about it. And it's just something that I wanted to continue with my P-Hope family. So if you want more videos like this, then put that teacup in the description box below. If you enjoyed this particular video, then hit the like button. And if you just enjoyed your girl P-Hope, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss a thing. You heard me? Like I said, this is an open dialogue. I really want to know each and every one of you guys' opinion on this subject. Do you guys feel like insecurity is something that you can get rid of? Does it go away, or is it something that you're just going to have to live with for the duration of the relationship? This is something that I really want to know, because this is something that I deal with personally. So, you know, not only is this just a good subject to talk about, you guys can be my therapist. So please drop down in the comment section and let me know what you think about this video. But I'm not gonna hold y'all long. Y'all already know what I'm getting ready to say. As always, I want you to be happy, be healthy, be safe. This is your girl P-Hope, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.